Okay. Hello, I'm Alex from A.P.Ink. So this is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be making kind of a sketchbook, but it's more like an art book because this is going to be using construction paper. Um, I don't know. Basically, I'm just going to be punching holes in construction paper so that I can add it to this kind of empty book. I've got a back, a front. There are some other pages in here left over from the actual when this was a sketchbook, a regular sketchbook paper sketchbook. But I think what I'm gonna do is I could use the cover for this to try to figure out how to where I want the holes to be punched. But I think I'll use one of these. I can actually get the page. I don't know. There were just some paper craft ideas that I've been thinking about trying to work on, and I don't know if this is actually gonna work to have these in a sketchbook, but I don't know how else or like where else I might do these. So I'm not really gonna go for specific colors. I'm just gonna punch a bunch of holes, and as I get to the individual projects, I'll decide on what color I want. So I've got the rings on this in the third hole. So I'll be punching the third hole in on all of these. I just figured while I'm doing this, maybe we could hang out. So I guess for anybody watching, have you done any paper crafts? I've done a couple of years ago now, and I did use construction paper for that. I don't know if really construction paper is ideal for this, but I've got a ton of construction paper, so I just figured might as well. Also, construction paper seems to be a bit more sturdy than I originally thought prior to the one project I did do, which should anybody watching want to check that project out, it is up on my channel. I think it's actually in my papercraft playlist. If nothing else, I'm going to end up with all kinds of kind of confetti. That and, okay, so the one project I did do was I made a circus, just kind of display. I'm drawing a blank on what it's actually called. Collage, I guess? I don't know. But a couple of years ago, I also did a dragon, and I had used construction paper to make like the scales on it. But I figure actually having a book with construction paper kind of already set up, I can either draw on it or do some other kind of project and have somewhere to kind of keep the project. Maybe. I mean, maybe depending on the project, I'll still have to figure out where to put it. But this way I'll kind of have like a starting point. The pad, I'm not going to do all of this, but I think I'll do a good, I don't know, maybe a ½ inch to an inch thickness here. Like, I know there are people out there who do, I guess, junk journals. I suppose this might kind of be in that realm, but not, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know if this would actually be considered junk journaling or not. I haven't looked too deep into it. Sorry, I'm rambling. I might try using some of these pages as like toned paper. I don't know. I've got a lot of ideas, and actually being able to get to those ideas before the idea kind of goes on its merry way. Let's see how thick the book is after this stack. I think most of the little bit that I have seen about people doing junk journaling, I don't know, I think they've used like scrapbook paper. This might be kind of a quick video. I don't know. I just like hanging out with you guys. Okay. I don't know if I should do a few more. Like, I'm anticipating as I get into some of these projects that I'm going to use multiple pages for the projects that I'm thinking of trying. So to actually make sure I have enough paper in various colors, I need to apologize. I'm hoping the mic is not picking that up, but I'm hungry and my stomach is grumbling. I think I'll just finish this and probably end this because this book is quite thick now. See, I want to say that this paper is probably construction paper, probably isn't too far from like sketchbook paper. Okay, so it's quite thick. That's probably a good inch. And I think maybe just to fully test it. So we've got pink. Let me grab some markers really quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I just grabbed random markers. So again, I'm anticipating that this won't be too far from like sketchbook paper, but I'm going to use this back, sketchbook back, to kind of protect the page underneath. I don't know, just to draw something random, which I wasn't planning on this part, but just to see how a page would handle the marker. Okay, maybe like the sacrificial piece that I was just using, maybe we'll try drawing and shading a sphere. So I've got just a random fine liner here. I'm going to use a template just to speed this along. This isn't going to be perfect. This is just testing. Okay, random color. I guess I'll go 2 tones. So maybe eggplant, and then bronze purple to shade it. So we'll see if this is kind of like sketchbook paper, and we'll see how much bleeding there might be, because my previous experience with sketchbook paper or construction paper, I haven't really colored on it too much. I've drawn on it and then cut it out. Of course, this test isn't going to be too accurate if I am sloppy. I feel like I should have a lighter tone. Maybe mallow. So this kind of pinky purple. We'll see how well the paper takes all of these layers of alcohol ink. Because, I mean, yeah, I could use colored pencil or some other dry art supply. Of course, whenever I do this kind of for real, I won't be doing it in the book. There's no peeling. Let's see how much, if at all, it's bleeding. It's bleeding pretty good. Which, just to compare the construction paper to this brand of sketchbook paper. So there was bleeding here too. Okay. I might still use marker on this because, again, if I do use marker on this, I won't be using it in the book. I'm kind of curious if I put another piece on this so that there's a bit of a buffer between this page and the sketchbook paper, if there'll be any bleeding, not just below but on top of. I mean, I layered the marker pretty much. Okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna end this here, unfortunately. We'll see, because this feels wet. It's not coming off on my hand, but it feels saturated. So we'll let this sit, see if there is any kind of bleed through, I guess, on top of. So we'll see how that is whenever I get back to starting this project book. If you'd like to see that, please make sure that you're following me and that your notifications are turned on so that you're notified for the next time I post a video. But other than that, enjoy the rest of your day.